So, Charlie, the next thing I did want to talk about was Mr. David Dobrik. Ooh. We did actually kind of touch on David Dobrik last time we did one of these recording days, and we spoke about like the Jeff Wick situation. Well, Corinna Kopp pretty much said in one of her live streams the other day that David Dobrik is coming back to YouTube in June to do his podcast. We'll play the clip, and then I just kind of want to talk about what are your thoughts on people who've been cancelled coming back to YouTube and stuff like that. So let's have a look.
I'm just weird. Also, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I was gonna say something. I might do David's podcast. Maybe.
Oh, that's exciting. When?
Like,
sounds exciting as well. What the hell?
Oh my god.
Mate, he was zoned out for literally like 10 seconds
How
there.
stoned is this guy? Jesus Christ.
Wait, I didn't see that. He didn't move. I thought he was frozen.
That was exciting.
podcast. Maybe.
Oh, that's exciting.
If my friends are like that little excited about me doing things, they are your friends. That's
Imagine
exciting.
you just told me big news and I just went, nice. Sounds really good, man.
In June, maybe. We'll see.
Who is this guy? What the fuck?
The worst hype man ever.
Really?
Mate,
Nice.
you wouldn't want him to be a wingman in a club. Jesus.
Yeah, so that's literally, it's a very short clip. It's just David Dobrik coming back. But yeah, I do want to ask, like, people like David Dobrik and Shane Dawson and people who have kind of been away from YouTube and are coming back, what's your thoughts?
So,
Should they come back? I feel like the David and Shane Dawson situations are very different.
Yeah.
So it may be a different answer for both, but...
So I'll just talk about cancel culture in its entirety, you know.
Okay.
It's because it's an interesting one. Because in my opinion, right, obviously, if you've done something wrong, and especially in these cases, it's like, okay, you've done quite morally, bad things.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't think that anybody, it's hard to put this into words, but if you have been cancelled per se, even to the severity of whatever it is, for me, if he's bringing this podcast out, surely that then is just more context about what, rather than just going, no, shut it away, just shut it away, it's gone, for like, that doesn't really solve anything. So for me, people who are cancelled, for me, more speech is better than just cancelling speech, if that makes sense. Like, it's better to let people just speak and have every side, not just, there's one little dribble of information here on that side,
So I imagine he's going to come back, and what if he doesn't address anything? What if he just carries on kind
of...
Oh,
that's what I mean. Like, that's the whole point. You have to come back in a way that's like, well, this is what happened, blah, 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 this happened, this happened. But if you just brush over it, it's like, come on, man. You can't just pretend something that big hasn't happened. But I'm not for this whole cancel culture of, you're just done forever now.
Yeah,
like,
I think it depends, because I think cancel culture is such like a weird term.
Yeah.
Because I think when I think of cancel culture, for me, I think of like internet personalities who do something wrong and people like cancel them, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to people like that dirty Dom guy, that isn't cancel culture. That's like, you should be in jail.
Yeah. Of course, no. And obviously that it might have been misconstrued what I was saying. 100% agree with you. If you have committed a very severe act, you should be locked up in prison forever. Yeah. But again, it's like, you should be dealt with by the law. But the internet and all of that, it's like the court of what's the saying? Like the court of public opinion or something like that. It's I don't really think that actually gets anybody everywhere, because it's like people just jump straight into it, and then it's like, a week later you find out that was just complete and utter bullshit.
I think the Shane Dawson one's a very tricky one, because Shane Dawson, like, there's genuine like videos of him like swapping chewing gum with like his viewers and shit, and meet and greets and stuff, and it was really weird, like physical behaviour. So that's a really tricky one. I think this is the thing as well. He will come back. So will David, obviously.
It's inevitable.
Yeah,
of course.
And realistically, they're going to get some backlash for quite a while. But within a year, probably people forget, because that's the way the internet works.
That literally is how it works. Everybody who has been cancelled that I can think of, who's gone away forever, they've all come back. I can't think of one person, at least one big person, who's gone away and been cancelled and then hasn't come back in some way, shape or form. You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah. No, the whole cancel thing, I can't think of anyone. Like, the only people who don't come back are people like, you would say, criminals.
Yeah, exactly. Who have actually done some very, very questionable,
like, say if
morally...
Dirty Dom comes back to YouTube, which he might have already. I haven't really been paying too much attention to it. But if he has, like...
Well, he's making TikToks, is he not?
Is it? He's doing
I think
TikToks
so,
and stuff.
yeah.
He should be banned.
Bruv, you should be in prison, let alone banned banned from the internet. You should be in a
Yeah,
cell
yeah.
getting
That's
your
what-
ass handed
that's
to you.
what I'm
Do you know what I mean?
Because obviously, I get, like, it's going to take a while. I imagine there is probably going to be some legal stuff that does happen. But why, if you're a TikTok or YouTube, why are you allowing this guy on your platform if he's done some shit like this?
That's what I mean.
I get it's all, like, innocent till proven guilty type shit. And I imagine if he does get sentenced, he would get banned.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Once the sentence has been given, well, that's it. You know what I mean? You're a highly dangerous individual. Like, you don't deserve any perks of life. Nah, bruv, you should be locked away, mate.
Wait, so if we're throwing predictions out there,
how
do we think people like David Dobrik and Shane Dawson are going to come back to YouTube?
I mean, I think he's doing it perfectly, because there was no way he could come back and just do the same content that he was doing. Bruv, you can't. That's done now. But long form podcast, I think, probably is the best thing for him to do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, hopefully he does actually, like, because he obviously uploaded a video talking about it, but I think it was like, 7 minutes or something like that. You can say anything in 7 minutes and kind of make it believable. If he's having a long form conversation and actually talking about the situation for like an hour, maybe 2 hours or something, you can get a good gist of actually what this guy's thoughts are.
And that was exactly my point. It's like, if you just restrict speech, one, that specific scenario doesn't get completely dealt with, and everything isn't made apparent to everyone. And also, in future situations, this can be used as a reference on what not to do in the future. So if you know everything that happened, we can go, oh, well, in the future, we need to avoid these things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I 100% get you. I think that David Dobrik's probably could come back, do podcast. I think he'll be fine, by the way, as well. Like, he was such a liked character before all this, that he will be fine regardless. Shane Dawson, on the other hand, is going to be a bit of a trickier one, I feel.
Yeah, he's... Yeah,
I personally would not be watching a Shane Dawson video now, because I've seen a video of him pretending to masturbate over a 12-year-old girl. It's like, right, I don't want to watch that shit, okay? I don't watch you.
And do you know what it is? It's like, people say, oh, separate the art and the artist. But it's like... but there's some things where it's like, no, I can't. And it's like, a lot like for example, like people like R. Kelly and stuff. It's like, I can't jive to your songs ever again, because all in my head is widow. I can't get it out of my head.
Whenever I'm in bars and you put, like, what's the song, like Ignition or something like that. The remix of Ignition, whatever it is. Yeah,
it's like, yo, DJ, allow it.
Yeah, whenever that comes in a bar, you just kind of look around. Everyone's a bit like,
can we skip that one?
Yeah, next song, I think. Yeah, it's always a bit of a tricky
Whack it on shuffle, please, DJ.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting if they come back. I mean, the person who seems to not really be coming back right now is the one person who really didn't have to leave in the first place, and it was kind of her own decision, to be fair. But Jenna Marbles. Yeah. Are you familiar with what happened there?
No, not really.
So yeah, Jenna Marbles just left on her own accord because of kind of like stuff she had done in the past, and she just took it upon herself to be like, look, I'll leave and I'll focus myself, because she was getting like a lot of hate for it as well. But she didn't do anything anywhere near as like bad
nothing
as, like,
on the level.
People,
yeah.
And she seems to be the one who kind of handles it the best. I'm quite surprised that David Dobrik is just going to come back in June. So I feel like, how long's it been since this all kicked off? Like a month and a half? 2 months?
Literally. But also, it's like why does he want to, in a way? Because it's like,
he doesn't need to. Actually, you know, one person who kind of actually did well in terms of like getting cancelled and coming back is Logan Paul. Yeah,
100%.
Logan Paul got arguably the most cancelled out of anyone on YouTube in terms of mainstream attention.
Yeah.
I feel like my parents knew about that.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody knew what happened.
Because it was like, it wasn't even necessarily Logan Paul, it was like the mainstream media, this YouTuber did this. So it's like, people just seeing, oh, this guy, they don't like, you know what I mean?
He's back on mainstream stuff. He was on The Masked Singer. He's doing, like, obviously he's very liked. He's doing the boxing stuff. That's on TV. He's doing a lot more like mainstream stuff.
He has done the biggest turnaround than anyone who's been cancelled, I would say. So 100%.
Because I think he also did. Do you know what it was as well? His podcast did help him a lot because,
Yeah.
like you said, you get him on long form. Like, I don't even know how many hours of content is on that channel.
Exactly,
but,
that's it.
Like, he seems like quite a level-headed guy, a likable guy, and seems to have like actually changed and realised like what he'd done in the past was fucked.
And
like,
with a podcast as well, there's no hiding. You can't like if
Yeah.
you're sat there for an hour and a half, you can't
hard to
you can't
fake
do
yourself for an
like
hour
little
and a
little
half, yeah.
flickers that you might cut out. You can't do that. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, people are gonna know if you're bullshitting or not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if he like, that's the thing with all of these like cancelled people. If you, obviously, depending on what it was, like again, depending on if you're a criminal that deserves to be locked up,
you need
deserve to be
context,
locked
or
up.
you need to put it
But
on
if
kind of
it's
sense.
something like he did, yeah, it was wrong what he did. But you know, I personally think it was fake. But it's probably worse if he set that up
that ain't
rather than a real person. And I think that even if he wouldn't come out now and say that it was. Because
it was 100% real.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It wouldn't. Why would it be bad if you said it was fake? If you said it was a skit, people would be like, "Oh, like they'd be like, that's a bit fucked." But like,
oh
it
yeah, I
wouldn't
don't
be
know though.
worse.
But I think that in a way that is sort of worse because it's like, oh, you've gone through the effort of setting up this sick, twisted scenario. You've preempted this and gone, right, we're gonna make it look as sick and twisted and bend up his. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I think just catching it
But I still
isn't as
think
bad.
Even, but like they were laughing at it, right? So
Yeah.
surely if they were laughing at a dead body and it was fake, you'd just be like, okay, it was fake. And it's
Yeah.
still fucked, but
yeah, I know what you mean. Yes, it's a tough one.
I would bet a lot of money it was real.
But yeah, again, if it's real, he hasn't done it. It's disrespectful, whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, we've all done disrespectful things in our lives. It's not. He's crossed the line, but not
the stuff with like, another example of someone who's been cancelled. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, why did we forget this guy? James Charles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, literally.
Like the recent stuff.
But
not the tatty
he's
stuff.
not really back from that. Like, and that
he's not back.
wasn't even as severe.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say was the Logan. If you're really putting them, put them on a very weird scale of who did the worst thing, I'd say Logan Paul out of them 4 people we mentioned is probably on the lowest in terms of like. The other people have done way worse.
Yeah.
James Charles probably is the worst out of the 4, right? I mean, he was literally sexting a minor.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
that's
with someone
fine.
like
yeah,
him,
of course.
With someone like him, do you think he should be able to come back?
No, you should be in prison, bro.
Exactly. So that's why it's like it's all about context.
But that's the argument. It's like,
but that isn't cancel culture.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah. 100%. But again, that is literally the argument. It's like, well, no, it doesn't. Like, it's like, oh, you've been cancelled. It's like, no, you haven't been cancelled. You've been arrested for being a paedophile.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, that's
different.
it.
Why are you cancelling me?
I can't figure out why they keep doing this. Maybe because you're a freak, mate. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I want to throw the discussion up to you guys. Let us know your opinions. Do you think people should be cancelled? Or what do you even think cancelled means? I feel like it's such like a vague term. Like I said, there's things that are criminal and I guess there's things that people get cancelled for. Let us know, do you think people should be allowed back on the internet and do their thing? Or do you think that they should just...
Banished to the kingdom of forever gone.
Yeah, let us know. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like down below. Subscribe to Charlie as well, links in the description. And I guess until the next one tomorrow, because I'm uploading daily, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Bye.
Goodbye.